start this video, I just want to say that I think I've been too critical of Miraculous in the past, and this time with Season 6, I wanted to give it more of a chance, since I never really did in the first place, so I'm trying to come into this with more of an open mind than before. Also, hey, editor random generator here. I forgot to mention that I'm using a new editing software, so if the editing isn't the best quality, it's because I'm trying out this new editing software and I'm not as familiar with it. But with that out of the way, I'll just return back to the video. So this is the first episode of Season 6 that has been released so far as I know. I might as well get the elephant out of the room here and say that, yeah, there's a new animation style, and I remember there being a lot of controversy around this. When I first heard about it and saw it, I didn't really know what to think, since the animation clearly wasn't finished yet, so I was just like, I'll wait to see what I think about it when the product is finished. And I actually don't hate it. I think it's rather good. There are a few things I don't like about it, like Adrian's hair. I hate how it looks. Like Cat Noir's hair, whenever he's Cat Noir, it looks fine. But whenever he's Adrian, I don't know what it is about it, I just don't like it. But other than that, I think that the new animation style is pretty good. I'll get on to summarizing the episode. It basically starts off with Alia and Marinette talking about who the new Butterfly Miraculous holder could possibly be, but they stop talking about it because they're going on a date with Adrian and Nino to the movies. Alia's all like, I'm too tired to go, I'll just tell Nino that I'm not going, and Marinette's like, no, you have to come! Adrian and I are a new couple, and I don't know what we're gonna do, and I need you to be there. Keep that in mind, because that's going to be important later. They're all going on a bus to go to the movies, but there's a problem, so Alia and Nino go into the Miraculous forms to save everyone. But they don't come back, and Marinette's freaking out. She's texting Alia. She's like, where are you guys? And Alia says, we're busy. It'll be fine. Marinette and Adrian go to the movies, but Marinette's still freaking out, and she sees Kugami going to fight a fire, so Marinette turns into Ladybug and goes over there. And might I say that Kugami's new outfit is just amazing, along with Ladybug's. I love it so much better than the outfits from the first few seasons. They miss the movies because of Marinette, so she's like, oh, it's fine, we'll just go to a cafe across the street. So they go over there, and then Marinette once again leaves. Adrian transforms into Cat Noir since Marinette left him, and meanwhile, Alia and Nino are talking to people who have been akumatized to see, like, oh, who could the new Butterfly Miraculous holder be? But this B-plot doesn't really go anywhere. Meanwhile, back at the cafe that Marinette and Adrian were just at, there was this little girl who was like going around being like, hey, look at my drawing. She was trying to show it to everybody there, but not even her dad will pay attention to her, so she gets upset and then gets akumatized. But together, Nino, Alia, Adrian, and Marinette all defeat the akumatized girl, but they still don't have any idea who the new Butterfly Miraculous holder could be. But the episode ends on a positive note, with Marinette being able to go on a full date with Adrian and not actually run away this time. And they do talk just a bit about, like, how Marinette kept running away, but that's, I kind of have a problem with it. It's not them talking about it, that's a good thing, but just, like, the plot with her running away. Because they're not really a new couple, they've been dating since season 5, and, you know, I guess they could be a bit new since they didn't date that long. And of course it's Marinette, so she's going to be a bit, you know, stressed out about stuff like this. But she seemed to have gotten over some of those problems in season 5, or at least a little bit of it. It feels like she's reverting back to the way she used to be, even though she'd gotten over some of those problems. They're just repeating old story beats and going back on her character growth, which is a bit disappointing. One thing that I do think is funny, though, is that, like, you know, Lila's the new Butterfly Miraculous holder, but she's just, like, so much better at being a villain than Gabriel ever was. She somehow found a way to make it so her voice was unrecognizable and nobody could tell who this person is. Just from the way that Marinette and Alia talk about her, even though they don't know it is her, they're just like, she's so much worse than Hawk Moth, Shadow Moth, whatever his name was. Now, I have never liked Lila as a character, and I'm pretty sure that's not an unpopular opinion. And I also just hate how whenever she lies, she's like, oh, I have a condition where I can't help it if I lie. And everybody's just like, yeah, we believe that. But even so, I do think that she's a pretty good villain replacement for Shadow Moth. There are some things that I wished were addressed in this episode, though. Like Adrian's mom, did she come back? Because I've heard some people be like, yeah, that woman who was at the end of season 5, whenever everybody else was like hanging out at Adrian's house, that was his mom. But I've heard other people be like, no, that's Felix's mom. And if that is Felix's mom, then Natalie surely has to be the one who's watching over Adrian now. And I was under the impression that Marinette had figured out that Adrian was Cat Noir at the end of season 5, But now it seems like she doesn't know Adrian is Cat Noir. So either I misinterpreted it, which, you know, that's probably the answer, or the writers just backtracked on it, but I'm pretty sure I'm the one who's in the wrong here, so I'll have to go back and rewatch the finale of season 5. And I also just kind of wish that Gabriel was mentioned, like how Adrian thinks his dad is a hero, even though he wasn't. Like, maybe instead of Marinette being nervous because, oh, they're a new couple, Adrian briefly mentions how his dad is like a hero, or at least that's what he thinks, and Marinette is freaking out because she's like, oh no, I lied to him, what if Adrian ever found out the truth? Personally, I think that that would just be better, but I don't write for the show, and I don't really know what's going to happen, so hey, maybe it could, or maybe there's a different form of conflict that's way better than what I thought of. And there's a lot more to see with this season that's going to come out, or maybe it already has by the time I post this video. So I'll probably just wait to see more of the show before I can fully judge it, because, you know, you can't really get much from only one episode. My feelings for this episode are pretty mixed. I think it's just alright as a beginner to season 6, and I'm kind of interested to see where it could go from here. But that's all I have to say, and I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Goodbye!